Weight loss. It needs to be fast and sustainable. Noom GLP-1 starts at just $149 and ships to your door in 7 days. Take it from Lauren, who lost 22 pounds on Noom.
If I come off of the GLP-1, it's not going to automatically make my weight yo-yo back.
$149 GLP-1s? Now that's Noom smart. Get started at Noom.com. Real Noom user compensated to provide their story. Individual results may vary. Not all customers will medically qualify for prescription medications. Compounded medications are not reviewed by the FDA for safety, efficacy, or quality.
This is Fixing Famous People, the podcast where two reality television producers pitch solutions to save celebrities in dire straits.
But first, let's get to the Pre-Fixe, your weekly pop culture roundup.
Listeners, it is obviously a week of history in the United States of America. It is also a week of history here at the Fixing Famous People podcast. First of all,
it's a week of clistery for us.
Thank you so much.
Sorry. Just needed to throw that in there.
Your response to our clistoric 100th episode last week was overwhelming. Thank you so much for
meteoric
ship, but all the nice messages you all sent us on the socials was really touching. We read every single one of them. Also, making clistery last week, I announced that I would stop eating.
Were you really leading with this?
You knew I was leading with this, Christopher. Like, I can think about nothing else. I announced that I would stop eating during the taping of any future moments on this podcast, whatever the word is I was thinking of. And I'm going to stick by that. However, as much as Chris likes to tell me that many people messaged him saying that it was the right decision for me to stop eating, those who reached out to me, the silent majority, if you
know, the silent majority is correct. Well, not silent anymore because an overwhelming amount of people came to the comments to tell us that they loved hearing you eat on the podcast.
It is unhinged how many of you, let me read some of these messages. I won't say the people's actual names. Quote unquote, I was shocked to hear people complain about Dominick Pupa eating while recording. It is one of my favorite things. Wow.
To this person, and you know who you are, you're disgusting.
How about this one? Dominick, but I love hearing you snacking. It feels like I'm gossiping and munching with friends. Well, I don't know what to tell you, listeners. I have been read to filth, both on and off the mic, about my eating. And to be honest with you, I have listened back to some of my eating, and it is rather disgusting to me. So what I do think is that those of you who wrote in that you want to hear me eat, I will be doing a Patreon episode soon, which is going to be me just talking about the most inane shit I can think of while also shoving my face with anything audible.
You could be doing like a mukbang, like OnlyFans account, Dominick.
Christopher, you know I'm never going to eat that much. I won't do it. If you have a vomit tub next to, no, I won't do that to my teeth. Never mind. I'd consider it though. How much are we talking?
But you could do like an eating. You could just be doing an eating, like while every meal that you take, you live stream it and just start eating, and you know.
But in all seriousness, we're going to just start doing, for the freaks that are in favor of my eating on this podcast, we will behind the paywall
tier. We can have a special tier. That's like
we'll let
$100 tier.
They should write in for what I eat as well. You can decide.
This is sick.
I'm like, how disgusting do you want me to be when I eat it? Like, don't say pasta, say bucatini, and I'll suck down every one on the mic.
You're like slurping it up and it's like flying everywhere. Oh.
And I'll talk about all of our favorite subjects. Just re-talk about them with a full mouth.
We'll just have a special tier that's completely separate from everything else. That's just me prompting you with questions and you just eating.
Did you say it's $1,000 a month? Is that what it's going to cost?
I said 100, but it could.
I know, go 1,000.
Oh, God.
Back to the important news. Since we last saw you or spoke to you, Wendy Williams has resurfaced. She appeared on The Breakfast Club last week.
God damn it. I wanted to listen to the whole thing so badly, and I completely forgot about it.
Well, you got the gist. I mean, I listened to all 35 minutes of it. I will tell you that she is 100 times more lucid than she was in that dreadful documentary that was released
in those
last
videos
year.
that we saw.
All there?
Dominick, was she ever all there? I'm sorry.
No, but in a different way, though. I mean, she's definitely had some mental struggles from my non-medical estimation. But her family, there are other reports since she appeared on Breakfast Club, that her family is growing increasingly frustrated with the whole guardianship situation. Her niece appeared on Charlemagne with her and was backing up all of her stories. She's very repetitive in a lot of the stuff that she says.
Sure.
And it's, they sound like tics almost to me. Again, not a doctor, but whether or not she should be under a guardianship, it sounds fully like someone of authority needs to be asking these questions, because she sounds there enough to me that they might be keeping her in prison here. And which she actually described it as prison. Like being like she's in prison.
What did I say when we saw those videos of her that were like in that scooter where she was like mad? I was like, this is being filmed by her team and they're putting it out there to make her look crazy.
Have to be.
Like,
I mean, they have to be. Her niece, who was on this Breakfast Club, Charlemagne's Breakfast Club with her, she was like, I showed up at the facility where she lives and they wouldn't let me up. So she's staying in a place like that. Like that is her residence.
See, this is giving Britney to me and I don't like it.
Oh, 1 billion %.
And they're doing it in
Wendy
public.
name-checked Britney. She name-checked Britney in the interview with Charlemagne. So
I'm so mad at myself I didn't listen to this and wasn't prepared, because I'm sure I would have had a tight 5 about my thoughts.
Listen, I can't imagine you would have felt any differently than what I have just said. But take a listen to it. And
what do we do? Free
over.
Wendy? What do we do?
It was mentioned. Yeah. Like Free Wendy is absolutely a thing. # Free Wendy.
Well, guys, first big push for 2025, Free Wendy.
Are we going to have a Wendy candle now?
We might need to. She might be added to the prayer chain. Should we add? I think, is this officially adding her to the prayer chain?
I mean, that's up to you. You're the more religious of the two of us.
Yeah. Am I?
You're God's warrior.
I am God's warrior.
Now, remember, in the subway dust, we put glitter in there. Like, what are we going to put in Wendy's candle?
Like a wig.
One wig hair?
Yeah. Like one wig
one
hair.
follicle.
In the shape of a W. In the shape of
I'm sure the people at the candle company are like, you can't burn hair in our candles.
Yeah, like this is like an actual fire hazard that I can't be a part of. Fuck. Okay. All right, Free Wendy. I'm on board. Here I go.
We got to do it. It worked last time.
It did work last time. Who is conserving her? Do we know? Does she
I don't
say
know
that?
the details of this. I don't know it.
Well, that would help us.
I don't know it. What, so you're going to do the opposite of a prayer candle for the person holding her in prison? What would that be?
Oh, spell. Spell curse.
A hex.
Yeah, a hex.
Well, TikTok died for 12 hours and was fully resurrected a la Jesus Christ over the past weekend. And there it is. And honestly, based on the reaction, I'm starting to think that TikTok has a bigger following than Jesus Christ. So actually, Jesus Christ imitating TikTok.
The words
people were mad.
The words touch grass were never more important than like 2 days ago. It was.
You don't have a TikTok account, do you?
I have one technically for an old podcast that I did with my friend Zero Waste Daniel. And I did get viral views on it one time. Did I make one single solitary dollar from it? No. But like, did I have one? Yes. When I tell you, have I ever been in the app and like clicked around and like looked at TikToks? Not one time ever.
Yeah, we have a lot of close friends that live on it and love it. And I have a TikTok. I put stand-up bits on there. I put our FFP trailers on there every week. I've had like thousands of views. I've had nothing go viral. I've got like 400 friends on there. So I guess the moral of this story is please go to TikTok and follow me. Number one. Number two, people are really pissed. TikTok is a bigger beast than I ever gave her credit for.
Well, the part of it that people are like, there are people that are like, well, this is like, in theory,
a moneymaker. It's right.
And like a way that we communicate that the government should probably not be like intervening within.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like in theory, this is like really crazy. And like this is overstepping. But then half of me is like, oh my God, when it turned off, like half of the country like went into absolute like
anaphylactic shock.
Yeah. Like withdrawal from something that isn't even a drug. No. So it's like that should give us so much pause that like we need to look in the mirror is what we need to do.
Interesting that you say that, Christopher, because you're not the only person who feels that way. One Chrissy Teigen has proposed.
Steak Diane herself.
Chrissy Teigen has proposed a curfew on social media. Everyone can do whatever they want on socials from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then for the other 12 hours of the day, she thinks that people should not be on it. Chrissy Teigen said that. Twitter's biggest fan, Chrissy Teigen, said put a curfew on it.
Cool. What does she know?
Hi, Chrissy. Happy to see you in 2025. Come up with something better. We'll see you next winter.
What does she know?
Absolutely nothing. She built a career on being the opinionated lady on Twitter until she started telling children to kill themselves in her DMs. Yeah. Then she backed away from it.
Yeah.
You're telling us we need a curfew? Bitch, you shouldn't be on it at all. Who the hell do you think you are? Moving along, in better news, the Oscars are not, in fact, being canceled. We are moving forward. We do not know what the show will look like or what the tone will be or if they will eliminate some of the fanfare. But a lot of reports last week it was being canceled and the Academy was like, no, we're not doing that. No word on whether or not it's even being postponed.
When are the nominees being announced? Wasn't that was already supposed to happen?
Tomorrow. The date of this podcast are being announced tomorrow. They're Thursday, the 23rd.
Got it. Interesting. What's going to be on that list? That's a real question.
I mean, I think the usual suspects. It's going to be the Brutalist, Amelia Perez, Honora.
I think there's going to be some surprises.
Conclave, who I've told you that a listener reached out specifically
to agree with me. Thank God.
To make sure that I told you that he
friend.
agrees. He agrees with that Conclave is a snooze fest.
Snooze fest.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's action packed. It's definitely a mood.
And I like movies where nothing happens. Let's just say, again, I watched Tar 17 times.
I mean, and that literally nothing happens in Tar.
Nothing happens.
They called it Tar because it moves at the pace of that being poured.
I know you used that joke already.
I have? I got to stop smoking weed. Go ahead.
It was a year ago, remember Nomadland? Truly not one thing happens to her in that movie. She just drives her little bus around and I was enthralled. So
Nomadland was a movie I was actively forgetting as it was entering my brain. As I was the longest. Oh my good Lord. I loved Tar. I cannot watch Frances McDormand in a van ever again. I can't.
Well, you're never going to have to, Dominick.
What about Nomadland 2, Chris, when that comes out?
There should be a Nomadland 2. Anyway.
God, I really wish there were. There is a Fire Aid concert that is happening. Among the people performing at it, Alanis Morissette, Billie Eilish, Stevie Wonder, the Black Crowes, John Fogerty, and other names: Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, Joni Mitchell. I don't know why I started with the B list. I should.
John Fogerty. Hello,
Rod Stewart, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Stevie Nicks. But the headline now is that No Doubt will be reuniting at the Fire Aid concert.
Oh, brother!
They broke up in 2004, and they are coming back together for Fire Aid.
We are
I don't know where I'm supposed to begin. Well, it is that. I don't know where we're supposed
to. Can they do that?
You want them to sing We Are the World at the Fire Aid concert?
Can't they just do that? I love that song.
What if they come up with a different song for it? Do you think someone's writing something called Fire Aid or?
I hope not. That's a horrible name for a song.
Don't.
I do like the idea of the
amount of jokes that I'm not telling right now, about Billy Joel singing "We Didn't Start the Fire." We have to move on quickly from this before I get in trouble.
I like that there's a concert. I think that's
absolutely.
Yeah,
it's always a great way to raise awareness, and the fact that Hollywood itself or Hollywood adjacent neighborhood was destroyed here makes it sort of beautiful. So tickets go on sale January 22nd, which is today. Tickets for Fire Aid are on sale today. And it is being held at the Intuit Dome on January 30th. And it will now also include nearby Inglewood venue, The Forum. So it looks to be a multi-venue event.
I mean, yeah.
And I will not be attending. If there are any boots on the ground there, you will have our undying gratitude.
It's a smart thing for them to do, to just be we're going to show up and do a benefit concert.
Yeah. 100 billion.
It's appropriate. It's not virtue.
It feels
signaling-y.
correct, as the kids say. It feels correct.
Sure.
Speaking of the fires, that is the Watch Duty app telling me about what zones have been lowered or raised evacuation-wise in Los Angeles. I don't know why I've downloaded it. I don't live there. I should
what are
remove
you
it from. But at least I know if my friends are in danger.
Okay.
Speaking of the Hollywood fires, I think maybe the only good thing that has happened from all of this is the return of Heidi Montag and Spencer Pratt into the public consciousness.
Good thing? Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. For people like us, good can be in quotes, but I could talk about these two for the rest of my life. I've always been obsessed with them.
Have been fixed on this show.
Absolutely. This was not the fix we had planned, but I can tell you that Heidi Montag had like the #1 song in the world for a minute because of Internet Please from her husband Spencer and other celebrities like Paris Hilton playing the song on Instagram and getting money to the Pratts. They, of course, lost everything in the fire. They lost their home and their belongings. On a TikTok live before it got pulled, Spencer revealed that if he asks for money off of TikTok live, he'll make like $3,000. But if he does a TikTok live during the live, he'll make about $20,000. I don't know why he revealed this information because it makes me not want to help people. I don't know why I can't articulate that, but it's like, I don't know. I don't want to hear those numbers. I want you to just do it. You're doing so great right now. Welcome back.
I like the numbers because it's not that much money. Whereas like when I was just reading the stories where it was like they're making so much money off of her song and the TikTok lives, I was like, are they making like hundreds of thousands of dollars? And meanwhile they're like, but they're not, which makes me, it's like less, I feel more bad for them. Whereas like there was 1 inch of me that was going to say like, they're profiting off of this loss like so much, but they're not. Like they're like $20,000 doesn't get them a new house. You know what I mean? Like they desperately need this money. I do understand. And I understand that they like lost everything, but it's like, if they were making millions of dollars off this, I'd be like, that's fucked up. Does that make sense?
Of course.
Am I wrong?
No.
Probably. But like,
not at all.
I think there was a gross taste in my mouth about it where they were like, please play our song. And it's like, oh, I'm going to like but I don't know. I'm conflicted because then it's an easy way for them to earn money. Yeah.
I don't want to hear him talking about, I don't want to hear Spencer Pratt talking about how much money he's making. I feel like that's a mistake for him because he looks like he's always been viewed as a shyster and he looks a little bit like a hero right now and he needs to stick with that lane.
Yeah.
I hope they're back for good because they're bonkers as fuck.
All these like washed up reality stars that now do like The Challenge or like other things, like they all look alike. Have you noticed this? They're all like a little bit... They're like a little bit fatter version of what they used to be. Are
you talking about like Wes from Traders and all?
They're all like a little bit fatter. They're not as in shape where they used to be like have like amazing bodies. They like all wear hoodies everywhere. Like even in like this picture on this article, it's like Heidi looks great and has like a really cute sweater on, and he's just wearing like a black hoodie, and they're at like a nice dinner. You know, sorry, I'm beating up on him, but like. They all kind of look, they wear like a weird chain that's like a cross and or something else weird, you know? Anyway.
You mean like the one I'm wearing right now? I'm joking.
No,
I'm wearing a
not
chain
like yours.
That chain that you selected
that
for
I
me,
picked
actually.
out. Yes, that looks beautiful. Not like their weird ones.
Now let's move on to some kookier shit. Drake, heard of her? Drake has filed a defamation lawsuit.
Wait. Drake, who you now want to call what?
Yes, I remember vividly because in real life, Drake's name is Aubrey. And I think after this petty ass lawsuit, we need to start calling him Aubrey O'Gay. Because enough. Drake has filed a defamation lawsuit against Universal Music because of Kendrick Lamar's song, Not Like Us. Now, they're signed to different labels under the Universal Music umbrella, which is why he is suing Universal Music. You know, among other things, Lamar basically calls Drake a pedophile and accuses him of appropriating Black culture. I just don't, I don't know if suing the people that make your record and distribute it is
the whole point of this was to show that Drake is like a little bitch and like not from the streets like Kendrick is. And this proves that.
This 1000% just proved that. Kendrick at the Super Bowl should release a brand new single called I Told You. and then just read the text
and it's
of
about
Drake's
all
lawsuit.
of us. It's all about us. Yeah, like it's to us. To be like, remember when I said he was like a little stupid bitch, and he is.
And Kendrick, if you want to call him Aubrey O'Gay, you can have that for free.
Yeah,
honestly.
you're welcome.
Put it in there.
You're welcome. Are you aware that Drake is starting a new like world tour, but he's starting it on the day of the Super Bowl in like Australia or something like that?
I am aware of that. Yeah,
like,
it's crazy.
Oh my God.
Which dashes our hopes of him going to the Super Bowl, lawsuit or not. I mean, if you're going to be out of the country.
I know. He's really telling us like, P.S. I will not be at the Super Bowl because I'm going to be on a different sphere of the globe.
David Lynch died this week.
R.I.P.
Rocking the intelligentsia to our core. I will include us in there. Obviously a groundbreaking filmmaker. And I hate to say that I love this, but in the era that we're living in now, what's great about the way art and content is shared is that when someone passes away, their catalog immediately jumps to the top of every list. And like people who were not alive when Twin Peaks was on have now started watching Twin Peaks and are like completely wrapped up in it. And it's great. Blue Velvet, Mulholland Drive. I mean, his whole catalog, people who've never seen shit are appreciating it. And that's a good thing about technology, I will say.
Hassan and I started watching the first episode of Twin Peaks like 3 days before he died.
Have you never seen it?
I've never seen it.
Oh, yeah, she is a trip. It feels like you're smoking pot when you're watching it, actually.
Yeah,
well,
the first episode
more like
is just
shrooming than weed.
The first episode is 90 minutes of people just like finding out that girl's dead and crying.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like every person's like tight 10 of them like crying it to the camera.
There's a lot of stuff in there that might seem dated because it was copied by every show after it.
Sure,
you know
of course,
like,
yes.
You'll be able to detect what shows.
But this was like the one. You know what I mean?
That's the one. Okay, the behemoth that is Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. We're going to give you headlines because we have something very special for you this week.
We really do.
Due to popular demand about people wanting us to break this down more, we are doing that. And on this week's a la carte, which you can access through Apple subscriptions and the Patreon, we have an actual attorney who was willing to come on this broadcast. And there's so much information regarding Justin and Blake that we really did spend a solid hour just talking about general points. And the first lawsuit that was filed weeks ago, we could barely get into the other three that have happened since then.
I said this is like Serial. It's basically like it's a procedural, like investigative podcast. My friend's sister, Carly Edmond, an attorney at law, she came on.
Officer of the court,
as she called herself, which was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
She came on and we broke down an hour's worth of the lawsuits and all that stuff. And we gave all of our opinions. And that is this week's a la carte. And many more will be coming. I'll tell you that much.
So yeah, head over there for an in-depth breakdown. But the headlines from that this week are that right after we finished recording last week, Justin Baldoni, who the young woman who's appearing on the Patreon with us describes as Justin Baloney is what she calls him, if you want to know what side she's on. Justin is suing Blake and Ryan Reynolds personally now for $400 million. Blake clapped back. The whole notion that a character in Deadpool named Nice Pool was based on Justin Baloney has now taken over aspects of TikTok. And this isn't funny. It's only funny from like a, haha, this is weird way, but Justin Baldoni has released pictures of his family essentially being held hostage in the basement of a theater the night of the movie premiere that he did with Blake Lively. I guess at her insistence. She didn't want any of them on camera or upstairs. I don't know, but it's never going to go away.
No.
This is going to make the Brangelina Miraval lawsuit look like the People's Court. It's never going to go away.
We've been talking about the People's Court so much.
It's just never going to stop.
No, ever.
Moving right along to the other trial of the century, Sean P. Diddy Combs, the Diddler. The documentary, one of the first of many documentaries about the Diddler, has been released.
I haven't watched this either.
Well, I can tell you that Al B. Shore says that Diddy is a murderer.
Great.
That Kim Porter was murdered.
Oh, God.
And that there's a Kim Porter diary, which we've mentioned on this broadcast before, that will come into play. A lot of Kim's family members are saying it doesn't exist. I mean, others are saying it is. I don't know. Why does everything have to be so convoluted? All of these cases are so convoluted.
It's okay. I'm done with I watched all of Natalia Grace, and so I'm like ready to put this one in next. Diddy the making of a bad boy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get on this tonight.
Well, I want to talk to you about Natalia in a minute, but before we leave the Diddyverse, Justin Bieber has unfollowed Usher, and the socials are socializing about it. They are like, is a press release imminent? Is Usher going down? Was he a victim? Was he a groomer? Is Justin making a statement by unfollowing people? It's always so funny to me when someone gets unfollowed on Instagram. I accidentally or involuntarily unfollow people.
Like, oopsies.
All the time. Like my follow count's different every day and I don't even know why. Could it ever just be that? And also, how do you know who's taking the time to go and see who's following who? It takes work for me to do that.
For real. It's very much.
All right, let's talk about Natalia Grace.
But I will say this is like the first time, like Usher's going down 100%.
But unless he's also a victim. You know what I mean?
Yes,
like,
but then the victims sometimes become the abusers.
Absolutely.
And I think
but does he get any grace for that? Who knows?
I don't know. But I think
we'll have to see. We need context.
He's going down, and I don't mean down on his boyfriend in Italy that gave him never forget. All
right, Natalia Grace. Were you
Dominick?
This is my issue. If you haven't seen the final, there's no spoiler alert. Everyone's still alive, so there's not spoiling anything.
Yeah, nothing.
In the 4th episode of this latest season of Natalia Grace, the last 2 segments are built up to her being on the cover of People magazine, doing the People magazine shoot, and the branding is so severe in these last 2 segments that they are making it seem like her appearing on the cover of People magazine is a feat,
like she's free,
thought to be unachievable, and also that anyone would have dreamed about. Yeah. We love People magazine. We call it the Bible, but at no point, like they made it seem like appearing on the cover of that magazine was like winning an Oscar or the Nobel Prize. And everyone in the family has to do these canned lines. They have to keep saying People magazine over and over again. I just can't believe I'm going to be interviewed by People magazine. I can't believe it. I'm like, I can't believe you survived 3 foster families and got robbed by all of them. Who gives a shit about People magazine?
I 100% can believe it, actually.
It's like, I don't...
Well, there's no ending to the story. This is the problem, is that there's no ending to the story because, of course, guess what? In 3 months, we're going to hear that there's another season coming because she's going to like leave and go somewhere else. So
she's going to do something. My eyebrow is raised at her after these 4 episodes.
All of them. Every single one of them.
The way she interacted with everyone, I'm like, There's
no person in this documentary, including as one of the listeners called her, Nancy Grace's hemorrhoid, that is like safe from scrutiny in this documentary. And know that Nancy Grace's hemorrhoid has her own show now.
Yes, I've heard. You're the one who told me that.
That I will be watching.
I'm going to let you watch that first and tell me if it's worth it.
I'll let you know. I'll report back.
Because I wonder if she was putting it on a lot in this. She probably wasn't, but.
I mean, is Nancy Grace putting it on? Sure.
Can you see that zit right in the middle of my nose?
Oh, no.
How does this happen? Did you see it yesterday?
No.
Thank you, Revlon Colors Say. There you go. That's why you didn't see it.
My God.
Jessica Simpson is officially getting a divorce from Eric Johnson. I'm so sorry, Jessica. I know you're addicted to love just like I am, and you want it always to work out, and sometimes it just doesn't. So you're Jessica Simpson. You'll be fine.
She could get back in the saddle.
For sure.
Like, do something fun. She could be with someone nice.
She's in her prime in every way. She owns many businesses.
Yeah, she's a billionaire.
Absolutely stunning. She's going to be fine.
I'm waffling between I think he's like very attractive and then I think he's gross. I don't know.
Oh, Eric Johnson? I think he's hot.
Yeah. I mean, he is, but like there's times that I'm like, ew, I don't like this.
So in the email I sent you this morning, my headline for this next story is Timothée Chalamet is done. And I'm saying that because I don't want him to be with Kylie Jenner anymore. I don't fucking want Timothée Chalamet dating Kylie Jenner. How do we separate them? How do we end this relationship? I'm not fucking around here.
Well, he's such a, you know, what's really sad is that we see him as like on the level of like Zendaya as like one of the only people that's like in that generation that's going to be like a legitimate movie star.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
And like, he sees himself as like, I don't know what I think he's like. He's just like his fame, they like latch onto people with fame and just suck them dry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at this. What you're saying this because of this little Chanel bag that
yes,
he's wearing.
they went to the Complete Unknown premiere in Paris, and he shows up like with her, and he's wearing a 5-ounce Chanel bag.
I will say it's cute. I'm not gonna lie. It's really cute.
That bag?
Yeah, I like it.
Goodbye.
But it's like, why is he wearing this? What?
Goodbye.
I don't think
it's
cute
a change
on him.
purse. He's wearing a change purse that costs $3,000, and people are commenting online on the photos. Yo, I think that's Stormy's purse.
Hilarious. Hilarious.
Now that's worth it.
When he has he's like bag and sag and berry. He has like his pants all the way around, like past his butt cheeks, and they're like True Religion jeans. Are you seeing this?
I'm looking right at the same picture with his NFL jacket.
Oh, they're true. Yeah, though they really are True Religion. I was joking. They're really True Religion. I see the logo. Oh, brother. Oh, no. What's he doing?
I just think this is a bad idea.
No, and it's like alt, like I'm cool. And it's like, no, you're like, you need to be like, I'm an adult now and be like revered, and you will be
This is a serious actor who literally only goes on social media when he has a movie to promote. So he typically has movies that come out during award season, and he only goes online and starts posting shit during that. Does he understand the family that he's like? You don't have that luxury when you're with a Kardashian. Like, do
we think they're really together, or is it publicity? Do we think they're in a real relationship, or is it a publicity relationship? Because I think it's not real.
Here's my question when you ask me that about anybody. I'm always thinking, do they need, like, who benefits from that? Does he benefit from being with her just because he'll reach like a larger audience? Like, wasn't he doing well enough?
But like, people that don't watch movies, like people that would never go see the Bob Dylan movie would like go because it's like Kylie Jenner's boyfriend. That's what I think.
And how does she benefit? Because they only do things that benefit them.
They always are like latching on to like, look, I'm relevant because like, I'm still relevant because I'm dating the like A-list actor of Gen Z, like the quintessential A-list actor of Gen Z. So I am relevant, and I will be at the Golden Globes, not because I'm Kylie Jenner, but because I'm the girlfriend of Timothée Chalamet. These people they date always legitimize them.
I don't know. That hasn't worked so far for me, but I will see how it goes. I need him to. He can't stay with her for very long.
I don't know.
I don't think he wants as much. I think he needs as much spotlight as he's going to get being around her.
He also looks weird in this. Yeah, he's a weirdo.
Just look at all the men who came before you, Timothy.
Yeah. Too many of them.
Go to lunch with Lamar Odom for like 10 minutes.
For like 10 minutes and like you'll run screaming.
Please.
Remember when I thought Lamar was dead? But didn't I ask you? I was like,
yes, for like 90 minutes. We all thought that.
I thought he was dead.
Sally Struthers, who fellow elderlies will remember from being on All in the Family. People who are not elderly might remember her being the face of Save the Children during the 80s and 90s. Sally Struthers gave an interview to a podcast last week, and she's just sort of scorching the earth. Norman Lear, the groundbreaking television pioneer who died just a few months ago, I believe, now that he's dead, she's like, I never liked him, even though he gave me the job that made me a famous actress, because he did not invent the historic sitcom All in the Family. It was not his idea to bring that British sitcom to the US. It was actually the idea of Carol O'Connor. And she said for 50 years, he passed it off like it was his idea. And Carol O'Connor just went along with it. And she just was like, that's totally shady. He built his whole career on that. And it was a lie. She then goes on as if besmirching one of the most successful television entrepreneurs in our history wasn't bad enough. She then goes on to burn Betty White and says that Betty White herself fat shamed her.
Oh, God.
And that in real life, Betty White was a judgmental person. I guess they were rehearsing something, and with a group of people at Betty's house, someone put food in the middle of the table. Sally reached in to get a bite, and Betty said, honey, I don't think you need that. in front of a group of people.
Which is what I said to you the other night at brunch.
Did you really?
No, I'm joking.
Oh my God. I was like, I would have launched over the table.
I'm just saying that's what we would say to each other to be funny. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's what I'm thinking. I bet Betty was just being funny, right?
No, but even so, like they all were like diet. Like, you know what I mean? Back then, like, sure, of course, like I'm sure she said that to her. Okay. And so Betty White's like the worst person alive now because she said that to you one time. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, it's a new America. We no longer worship Betty White in this country. We're all everything's changing. Everything's changing.
But like at the same time, do I believe her about the Norman Lear thing? Yeah. Because like you didn't have
really upsetting.
She didn't have Instagram to go on and be like, no, this is actually my idea. Do you know what I mean?
I sort of respected when she said, now that he's dead, I can talk shit. But then 5 seconds later, I thought, well, that's sort of the coward's way out. You should have done it while he was here.
Yeah, it's sad though.
If it's true, yeah.
I know, there's so much. But I mean, like, look at all the memoirs of people from that era. They're all like, I was so talented. My husband was a piece of garbage. And then because of my talent, he like got to look like he was like a big hotshot producer. But he wasn't.
I mean, that's literally the plot of the movie The Wife with Glenn Close, the movie and the novel. It's shocking. Yeah.
Remember like Big Eyes? Remember that thing about like the painter?
Yeah.
Like same thing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it's an all too common story. So I do believe it. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, speaking of courageous women, let's go to our favorite royal family, or the only one that we ever talk about. Again, after we recorded last week's pod, Princess Kate made an announcement that she was in remission, which is lovely.
Good.
We are thrilled for her. It's good news for England needs Kate Middleton. England deserves Queen Kate. At some point, like they need that breath of fresh air.
And if you're correct about this whole like Wills is getting groomed to start to be the king way earlier than like when Charles dies, like Kate needs to be like there, you know?
Yeah.
She can't be missing, AKA in Houston, getting cancer treatments. She needs to like be ready.
And she needs to support him a little more enthusiastically than by putting on Carmen Sandiego's hat and just sitting behind him at the coronation or inauguration.
Like, yeah,
sorry, I'm not alluding to anything at all. Yeah.
No, but also like because she's like I just got that.
I mean, what was it was sort of like Carmen Sandiego via Children of the Corn. What on earth was this hat?
It was Children of the Corn. Wait, did you see that people were putting Ivanka's like it was Ivanka and then it was Serena Joy from The Handmaid's Tale? It was like the women that not the handmaids, but the women that were like their wives that become like the mothers of the kids. They all are in that exact color and like that exact dress.
I mean, Melania is a beautiful woman, but
Google one thing. Google one thing before putting them in these outfits. Anyway, continue. Carmen Sandiego meets Children of the Corn.
But I'd say why? I know a lot of designers don't want to dress her for political reasons and shit, but like, just go without it. Why? I mean, you know what? I won't remember his speech. I'll remember that fucking hat, though. I will never forget that hat.
I'm fucking dying at Children of the Corn because I just Googled it and it is the same.
It is the same hat.
Oh God, I haven't seen that movie in so long. Should we go back? Should we watch that? The OG one.
The OG one is terrifying. Like that was one of the only movies that legitimately terrified me because that kid who leads the Children of the Corn,
scary.
Malachi. Like he scares the shit out of me.
Oh God.
Let's stay over in England, and by England I mean also Montecito. I read the most bonkers thing online today on page 6 about supposedly, I don't believe this story is true.
Not for one whole second.
But supposedly the people in Meghan Markle's camp theoretically shopped around what a post-divorce book would look like to the publishing world.
If this is real, she's the biggest idiot I've ever met in my life.
It can't be true.
There's no way.
It can't be true.
You would never, ever, 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 ever be shopping that around because you wouldn't need to, because the minute that they got divorced, she would have 97 offers of like bajillions of dollars.
I don't know.
Right?
Yeah, it's just, it seems dumb even for, she's made some questionable choices, but that seems like a bad one, even and especially for her.
I also just don't believe it. I think they really love each other.
I think so too. Her husband is involved in a lawsuit. He is suing, he's been suing Rupert Murdoch's company, but regarding that hacking scandal from many years ago, and he's just not dropping it. So there's the potential in the next few weeks that he will have to take to the stand in this case. And whenever someone that famous is in court, boners and clits be popping off.
Yeah, did you
everywhere.
Hear mine? Did you hear? My guy just did it. Oh my God, can you imagine? Dominick, that's big. That's
now,
big. If
Meghan Markle wears a hat, if she wears a hat in court, then she could take Melania's inauguration hat. That's where that goes.
Yeah, true.
If you're going to wear a hat to the inauguration, it's got to look like that horrific bow that Aretha Franklin wore at Obama's. Like, if you're going to wear a hat, I need to be able to make a Christmas ornament out of it. Yeah. Not some sort of, it was very Spy versus Spy from Mad Magazine. It was very weird. Speaking of weird, and I do think this is weird, even though I'm happy to be proven wrong, but Orville Peck is taking over the role of the MC on Broadway in Cabaret. And I don't know why I'm not feeling it.
No, it's strange.
I like, not love Orville Peck. I have nothing against him. You called him the male Sia to me last week, and I thought I was going to fall down. I just don't see it. I mean, maybe I'll go see this production.
His voice is just so like, hey, and then it's like giving. It's what is his name? Austin Butler. It's like Austin Butler and Elvis. Like it's his voice. So it's like sure, but then like Cabaret is like not. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like supposed to be like. Isn't it like post-war or something? Or like they're in the war?
Well, during basically. Yeah, during and post sort of. And it's
like for him to be like, hey, y'all, like we're going to go down to the cabaret is going to be like a very weird thing to hear.
Like Adam Lambert. Can you imagine if he shows up with a Southern accent here? I mean, they'll burn the theater down. Adam Lambert's in it now. Our friend of the pod, Dan, went to see it. Who knows Adam and said that Adam was absolutely spectacular, as would be expected.
But that is like that vibration. That's vibrationally happening for me.
Adam Lambert, Alan Cumming, even Eddie Redmayne, who wasn't like wildly well reviewed. I could see it. You know,
this actor is going to do this weird. He wants to like be edgy, so he's going to do this. This is like his version of doing Sleep No More.
Exactly.
Did you know that Neil Patrick Harris used to do Sleep No More secretly?
I didn't know.
And so he would be one of the people wearing a mask. You know, like a lot of people didn't wear masks.
That is really fantastic.
Imagine like one of the people in Sleep No More that like you interacted with, like you had never found out, but it was Neil Patrick Harris.
That's amazing.
And he loved doing it because people would just he could like authentically act with these regular people because they didn't know that he was like a humongous celebrity.
That's fierce. I'd never heard that
crazy
before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know, I don't know if we've talked about it here, but, you know, Sleep No More is gone officially now, I think as of like maybe a week or two ago.
Oh, really?
However, there's an immersive production of Phantom of the Opera that's coming back. That's going to be like Sleep No More-ish. I don't know if it's going to be in the same space, but...
We might have to go.
It might? I'll probably go weekly for the rest of my life. That sounds amazing. I wonder if Orville Peck will play the Phantom. He won't even have to take his mask off for that.
Yeah, he can just show up.
That's the question everyone's asking on the socials, which is he going to play the role in his mask or not? Because he doesn't appear in public without it. So
interesting.
Well, I don't say the next headline lightly. There's a Blossom reunion in the works. I don't know how to feel about that information, I think is my problem. I just don't. Is it necessary?
It's going to come and go. Absolutely, like all the rest of them.
Are any of them necessary? I don't know.
Have any of them succeeded? I don't know why they keep doing this stuff.
I just want to know, is it going to be that Blossom's now a mom and here's her kooky 14-year-old daughter, Floral, and she's just like a bonkers bitch like she was in the 90s? Like, I can't. If that's what it is, do not sign me up for it.
Have any of these reboots worked is my question. They keep doing them, but none of them have survived.
They have audiences for them, but they last for like a handful of years and then go away with zero fanfare. Like Frasier and Full House.
That's what I'm saying. The Frasier one got canceled like recently, like as of like 2 days ago. Fuller House was on for like a couple years. It doesn't have like the Friends success that like they keep acting like it does.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I don't know why they keep playing on this nostalgic thing when like, yes, in theory, we all like it, but then we don't actually ever watch them.
How about a Blossom reboot that just is like, they do what the Fresh Prince reboot did, and it's not a comedy anymore. They just make it dark. Like maybe Joey Lawrence is a pimp and he's forced Blossom to be one of his whores. That's it. That's the plot. Blossom is now a madam. That's what I want. She's now a madam at a whorehouse run by the ever sexy Joey Lawrence.
Oh, brother.
And if this reboot's on HBO and I have the chance to see Joey Lawrence's dick, I don't mind telling you I will upgrade my subscription to Max for sure. He's the first. I know I had crushes on people when I was younger than when Blossom came out, but Joey Lawrence is the first like child crush I remember.
Boy Meets World, right?
No, Blossom. He was on Blossom.
Oh.
Joey played, I think he was her brother. And his catchphrase was, "Whoa." You really don't
I'm thinking
know
of
this?
someone else. I'm thinking of someone else. Who am I thinking of? Matthew Lawrence is who I'm thinking of, who I definitely had a crush on when I was a kid.
You're confusing us with Matthew Lawrence, who is Joey's brother in real life.
Oh, they're brothers? Oh, I didn't know.
Yes.
Oh, no.
There's a third Lawrence brother, too.
Oh, brother. Oh, I'm seeing them now on the Instagram.
I don't know what his deal is, though. So we'll see how it goes. One more thing I want to talk about before we exit here is Denise Richards ruptured her fake titties on Special Forces. Did you watch this?
Yes, we never saw this happen.
It happened off camera,
I guess, but she like quits in the middle of a challenge because I don't even get me started on how much I fucking hate this show. Like go to Kate Casey's podcast where I review it, where I scream at her for an hour about how this show is the worst show on television. But they used to do this challenge where they have to like dunk themselves backwards in the ocean, and it's like horrific. And she gets up and is like, my back hurts. I'm in pain. I'm 60 years old and like can't be in boot camp because I'm a 6-year-old woman that has like done her, life. But like she never once says that like she ruptured her breast.
Right. Huh. Well, she did.
Oh my God, do you think she's going to, I mean, if I was her, I would be like, this show needs to pay for it.
Well, yeah, I mean, 100%. I'm sure she signed waivers up the ass to not do that, but people will still sue.
The fact that they let these people that are at their age do this stuff is crazy.
The fact that Denise Richards passed a psych test to appear on a show like that is the actual miracle here, is it not? We've seen her on Beverly Hills. She can't even put on a coat properly. Like, how the fuck is she supposed to put her life in danger and jump off cliffs?
I have a whole rundown of it. Go to Kate Casey's podcast. But like Reality Life with Kate Casey, I talk about it ad nauseum and how
give me your top line right now about it.
It is torture porn. It's not about them like trying to persevere through adversity. It is like, how much can we make these people feel like absolute garbage so that they cry and then quit and we laugh at them? Not in a fun way, in like a brutalist, horrible way.
Is there nudity of any kind?
No.
Okay, uninterested.
They're always in like fatigues.
Oh, I'm actually wearing fatigue sweatpants right now.
Oh God.
And I mean, considering I work from home, you're lucky I have pants on at all.
Yeah, for real. You're not Porky Pig in it.
No. Oh, the last thing I'll talk about. Remember that story about that poor French woman last week who gave 850,000 euro to who she thought was Brad Pitt and also her boyfriend, and divorced her husband so she could be with Brad Pitt on the internet? Well, Brad Pitt has responded, and I won't read it to you word for word, but his people released a statement. Basically, the gist of it is, well, that sucks. Sorry. That's basically the statement.
You think
he would hilarious.
You think that he would give her the $850,000?
I mean, I think he's probably thrilled that it happened to someone in France just because of the Miraval case ongoing. He'd be like, fuck the French.
Yeah. But do you know what I mean? Like, you would think that he would give her like $100,000.
Or something, maybe an Olive Garden gift card or something. He should pony up.
No, but that's also like,
he was fake married to this woman for almost 18 months.
Yeah. But that's like the Getty. Remember like the Getty guy that the daughter keeps getting stolen, and he's like, I'm not going to give you the money because then it just like is incentivizing people to steal you more. Like maybe it's that thing, but you would
then
think
everyone would say that they were fake married to him, and
me and you would be like, oh my God, we had a 3-way with what we thought was Brad Pitt and he robbed us blind. Yeah, like we would, yeah. Speaking of 3-ways, on the a la carte, as we said, we're breaking it all down with Justin and Blake. Justin Baloney and Blake Lively. So pop on over there on Friday and get ready for a
it's real fun. And it's a nice chunk too. It's a supersized, it's about an hour long, and we really go in. And don't you worry, we also make fun of them. But
don't worry.
Don't you worry about that. It's quite a key. And if, for those of you in the 75% of the country that are experiencing a cold snap this week, stay warm. Oh, Christopher, we never did that. What did you say to me in conversation last week? I was laughing my ass off. Oh my.
What?
I found out that you and Hassan had eaten at Chili's, and you said to me you had consumed enough sodium to de-ice all of Manhattan.
It was bad. It was really bad. Those mozzarella sticks that they have now are great, but then when you see people stretching the cheese, I'm like, that's not real. Like, no cheese could stretch that much, and like I just put 2 blocks of that like into my body. So
what else did you eat there? Do you remember?
Chicken strips. I don't know.
Oh,
Dominick, it was bad.
Good. Oh my God. And you wait, this was right after we'd had those tuna melts the Friday before. You really took a risk.
Yeah.
That was that same weekend.
Well, that was like my first real meal after the tuna melts.
Because you couldn't eat the following day.
I just was like fucked up. Anyway.
Did we even tell the listeners last week? We're no longer mixing tuna melts with alcohol. We'll just, let's detail it next week for everybody.
Yeah.
But we can't, it's actually, did we speak about it on one of the Patreon episodes this week?
I don't know.
Were we not recording them?
We just didn't. We don't have time.
It's quite a saga. We got to come up with tuna melt merch for the people. I mean, obviously. And by the people, I mean, I want tuna melt merch. So let's make some that I will buy.
Okay. Well,
we love you guys. Who are we fixing today? Oh, Jennifer Garner. This is a good episode. This is real cute.
Our girls from Not a Scene Pod are on, and we cannot wait to go on their show. And this was a good one. Get ready.
We will be back with them right after these vital messages.
Listeners, you know them and you love them from Causing a Scene podcast. It is Sara Gretzky and Natalie Buck. Thank you for being here.
Oh.
Welcome, ladies.
Thank you for the round of
right
applause.
Now. I'm so ready. This is like very exciting.
Oh, buckle up because we're both unhinged. Like I don't think you understand what you're about to go through in this episode right now.
No. Sara, do you want to go? It's so funny. We're having a foursome right now. I'm like, do you want to talk? Should I talk?
I know we don't know what to do with our time. I'll do the pitch because I usually do the boring pitch. It's not boring, but Causing a Scene is kind of exactly what it sounds like. It is Natalie and myself logging on every week and talking about whatever caused a scene in the world, in the news, but mostly on TV. So like if it was on TV and it caused a scene, we're talking about it.
Yeah. I also I kind of come on and bitch a lot. I mean, this is not a great pitch. Why am I saying this?
It's also a lot of self-help.
It's like your outlet to be upset about things. Yes. Well, same, by the way. Yeah.
Same. But then it's like Sarah's usually giving me advice. Sara is married with 2 children. I am getting married soon. Have 0 children. I have my dog who is my child. We're just on very opposite. Like we are not aligned in like the grand scheme of life in terms of where we are. But I think that's
very
what
familiar.
But that's what makes it. That's what makes a good, Thursday hour.
Love a duo. Yeah, love a duo that's not exactly the same. So
absolutely.
I've listened to your show.
It's the same.
Yes. Yeah. I've listened to your show, and you guys are good. You guys doing a good old fashioned chinwag, as I like to call it. You guys are just blabbing away, just like Dominick and I. And so, if you guys like us, you will love Causing a Scene.
Well, thank you.
Anyway, moving right along to the woman of the hour.
The woman of this hour right now is Jennifer Garner. How are we doing Jennifer Garner with you? Did you demand Jennifer Garner, or did you see a list of people given to you by Chris and say, we select Jennifer Garner?
We selected her.
Okay.
We selected her.
If that is appropriate to say, we did select her.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Now, what made you, what screamed out about Jennifer Garner that from the massive list of people who need assistance that you wanted to fix her?
Let me answer it.
Okay.
Natalie absolutely despises Jennifer Lopez.
No!
Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez. So I just knew that wherever we were headed with this was going to get nutty because on ours, we spend way too much time never bashing, but whenever I come on and have two things to say about Jennifer, I get immediately shut down. So I was like, this will just be a good time. And we both actually really love Jennifer Garner. So I'm like, this is just going to be a good old
interest. Okay.
She also, I mean, and we'll get into it, but she confuses me a little bit because I see her, but I love her. And I love her family. I love her cozy little mother with the accent, and they're all cooking and she's calling her mom and she's trying to get like baking directions. And she seemingly has it so perfect and I love following her on social media, but I know that just when that phone or that Instagram goes away, it is like, what's happening in that household?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I feel like she's got this persona and I think she's genuine, but then I'm like, the whole Ben Affleck of it all.
Yeah, like when Ben comes a knocking, what happens?
Like
correct.
Shit hits the fan.
Which we will obviously get there. Yeah.
When that Apple Watch starts ringing and it says Ben, I just got to know like what goes through her head.
We love Jennifer Lopez here, but we want to run her life.
Natalie's eyes just went.
Oh, we do. I mean, we can't even. We couldn't even deny it. Like, I mean, I guffawed when you revealed that you hated her.
Yeah.
We hate a lot of Jennifer's. We hate a lot of her decisions, but we love her. Just so
we have been on a roller coaster with her this year, obviously, much like the American population has.
No, I watched the document. I was thrilled by the document. Like, I am into it. So I don't know how to feel.
That's abnormal, but we will. that one sentence about being thrilled by it, like rather than horrified.
That hurt. That hurt.
I mean, we love her, and we were like, does she need help after we watched it?
I mean, she needs help. I've had encounters with her where I'm like,
yeah.
There, Chris and I have often entertained doing a separate podcast from this, just called "Fixing Jennifer Lopez," which would actually air twice weekly. And she gives you enough material.
Just twice. I mean, my God, she's everywhere.
Yeah,
she's everywhere. But you know, you gotta respect her. Just like not giving a shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
she's a superstar.
She definitely does.
She's
her comments are limited on her Instagram. She definitely does.
Of course.
Right, before we dive into Jennifer Garner, at the top of every broadcast, we play the middle name game, where we ask our guests and Christopher to guess the middle name of the person we're fixing. Before we begin, does anyone actually already know Jennifer Garner's middle name? Because you have to disqualify yourself. Okay, great. So I will give you some information by which you can parse together some clues. Jennifer Garner, born April 17th, 1972. I believe that makes her an Aries. She was born in Houston, Texas in 1972. She's 52 years of age. What is, by the way, Jennifer and Garner are her legal at birth first and last names. What is Jennifer Garner's middle name?
Off the top of my head, I got to go with Lynn.
I was going to say Lynn.
Yeah.
On the Bible.
Yeah. That's what my gut tells me Lynn.
Swear to God, I was going to say Lynn.
I was also going to guess Lynn because it is also Jennifer Lopez's middle name.
Her actual middle name is Lynn. You did not know that was Jennifer Lynn. Wow.
Yeah. But I think that you two are right. However, I'm going to guess. I wanted to say first name that came to me was Margaret, and I just don't. It's not Margaret, but
what's her mom's name?
But I think it's Jennifer. It's not Anne, but it's Jennifer.
It might be
I'm guessing Louise.
Oh yeah.
Louise is our default. We call everyone so and so Louise so and so.
Okay, it is not Lynn.
Fuck.
It is not Louise. It is something more boring than either of those, which,
Margaret,
forgive me, fits what I know about Jennifer Garner. Chris, you're going to beat yourself to death with the mic because once again, you said it and then didn't pick it.
No!
It's Jennifer Ann Garner.
Oh my gosh. When you said Anne, everything in me changed. I was like, I didn't even think of Anne.
I can't even look at the camera anymore during these games because that's the fifth time that Chris has said the actual name but not chosen it, and so I just look away and play with my shoes.
There's so many times, and we used to never get it right ever, and now we get it often guess it, and the number of times I've been like, it's not this, and it's 100%. It couldn't be more
you
that.
You must be a bad test taker.
I try my best. And
I'm really glad that we moved on quickly because someone asked what the parents' names were, and I was about to read them, and they are William John Garner and Patricia Ann English.
See, if you would have told me the mom's name, I would have.
I know. I very slyly pretended that I didn't hear you, but I heard, and I knew the game would be over when I said it. So I just wanted you all to fight
Patricia
it out.
Ann.
Wow.
All right. I mean, there's no prize.
No, it's definitely an Ann or Lynn. I mean, remember, Paula said the other week, she was like, it's either Ann or Lynn, because at this time in the 70s, Ann and Lynn were like reigning supreme. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That is my mom's name.
Where do we begin with Jennifer Ann Garner? When did you first become aware of it? Was it Jag? Jag was prior to Alias?
No, I'm saying her initials are Jag.
Oh my God. And now I'm thinking she was on that
But also, I do remember Jag and did love that show. Yeah.
I was like, when the fuck was she on Jag? I watched it with my grandmother. It was on such a long time ago.
Alias is like obviously right where we begin here. Even if there's things before that, I feel like Alias is when she becomes a star.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Right. As a very unlike her today, as like what is she, like an FBI, a CIA, like a special ops agent, like 007 herself, but she's also like in college, right? Isn't she like a college student in this?
I have never understood it truly to this day.
Me either.
And let me tell you, every single one of my exes obsessed with Alias, can quote it, talk about it all the time. Never seen an episode. It just wasn't my. I just knew it wasn't my thing. Yeah, I was something about that red wig. I was just like, no, this looks like bad.
Yeah,
this looks like bad drag. I'm not into it.
I love her, but I feel like honestly, the first thing I remember her in was 13 Going on 30, and I hate that movie.
Interesting.
I hate that movie.
Yeah, but that's a star maker. Like that's a star maker for her.
On
that's
this
like
podcast several times, actually.
I don't know. I'm just not. But then she was also the sweet, adoring mother in Juno, and Juno was the first like what was it, PG-13 or R? Was it R or PG-13?
I think it was. I'm sure it was an R-rated movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the first rated R movie that I saw. I remember I was with my babysitter, and I just liked her in that because she was so cozy. And then her husband, who was played by Jason Bateman, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you're right, Jason Bateman. Yes.
I did. Okay, so Jason Bateman, and he's like hitting on her, and I'm like, oh my God. And I felt like that. I just love Jennifer Garner in that moment because I don't even remember what she does, but she does something where
they get separated, but she still has the baby and gives it to Juno.
Yes. So
like she realizes that her husband is a piece of trash, but then is like, I still need to you still need this baby.
And what movie is this?
Juno.
God, I forgot. Oh my God. All of a sudden just washed over me, and now I remember her in it.
That was like my generation. Like, it was a big movie for us.
Yeah.
It was like Michael Cera.
No, I forgot she was in it. I mean, it was a big movie. The mom. I remember Ellen Page or Elliot Page, but I do not remember. I don't have vivid memories of Jennifer Garner in that movie.
Same.
Yeah, but see, it's weird. You wouldn't. I mean, she's not like the main character, but I don't know. I've always loved her, and I don't know. She reminds me of like a cozy person.
No, yes, correct. And even in like later things with her, I'm always like, when she's in something, I'm always like, she did a great job. Like, I think she's a great actor.
I do too.
Yeah, so that's why I got to know what's going on at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Ghost of Girlfriend's Past. Great movie.
Oh, brother.
Well, let me give you some other stats here. Are you aware that during the run of Alias, Jennifer Garner received not one, but 4 Golden Globe nominations for Best Actress in a Television Series?
Wow. Wow. Alias was a big show.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like it wasn't. I mean, it is what I think of when I think of her. Like, I think of Alias.
I wouldn't say it was a behemoth, but it was definitely like, it wasn't a Buffy, but it was sort of like Buffy minus. Sure. It is how I interpreted it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Dominic. I know that you've got the details, but
meaning the Wikipedia page open and my glasses on? Correct.
Wasn't it a moment because she dated and or was engaged to her?
Was that Michael Vartan? Is that who we're talking about?
Isn't that why it became a thing?
I think it might have been.
The first of its time. Mm-hmm. I believe, I want to say, I think that's what grabbed my attention as a 12-year-old gal. Like, I think I was just excited in the love story.
Well, I was 63 when the show was on, so it had a different effect on me. No, I'm just also learning this for the first time too. Jennifer Garner was married to Scott Foley. Did you know
that's
this?
Who she was. Yes. I think that's who I'm thinking
Who is
of.
Scott Foley?
Yes, who was in
yes, they
Scandal.
were married from 2000 to 2004.
Yes.
And Scott Foley was on Alias.
Yes,
He
that's
literally, of course they were. They like look the same.
Oh,
No,
my
like
God.
of course they.
He's attractive.
I like
Yeah,
him.
he is.
He's the like FBI agent that like Kerry Washington is like
Yes.
with in Scandal, right?
Yeah.
That's him. When he's like, "Don't be with the president, be with me. I'll like protect you," and
Yeah.
she's like, "Should I?" Like that's him.
No.
Do you
yes.
think Ben Affleck came and ruined that?
I think-
No, I don't
what I
know.
think.
Because she divorced Scott Foley and
Whoa.
then started dating Michael Vartan.
I was going to say we had some time between.
No,
Yeah.
but not really because, well, according to quick facts on Wikipedia, she was married to Scott Foley from 2000 to 2004. And then her spouse then became Ben Affleck 2005 to 2018.
They were married for that long.
They were
Yeah,
not.
right?
That is not
Yeah.
true. That can't be true. If that is true, my whole world just got rocked.
That's crazy.
No,
They
they were
were-
together. They
yeah.
were together for a long time.
That's
they
a
were
long
married for at
time.
least 10 years. I think their divorce took a while to unwind, but they were
Sure.
together for
Okay.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, shit. I didn't realize it was 2005 to 2018. 2018 was like yesterday.
Yeah. It actually
Yeah.
wasn't though. That's the problem. Is
No,
that we
it
all are
wasn't.
still stuck in like 2020. It was truly like 8 years
Same.
ago now. It's like,
Well, because
know, but
COVID
that's-
has changed everyone's perception of
Yeah.
time. That's the problem.
And I think you are right. Whoever said it, I think the divorce,
yeah, like
Speaking
they
for myself.
technically were divorced in 2018, but they probably haven't been
I
together
think it
since
took a minute. Oh my God.
2013. Yeah. And he's a bigger celebrity than she is. And so
Totally.
he gets to feel great.
Yeah.
Whereas Jennifer, there's very few people in this world that are a bigger celebrity than Jennifer Lopez is.
Yeah. And I mean, we knew remember when he was with JLo at the Grammys that year and they were like, oh, he just has resting bitch face. No, he doesn't.
No.
He hated being there.
Okay.
Yeah, because
hated
he was
being
just the
there.
plus one of like a
But-
like Grammy award winning artist that like
Right.
is lording over the whole group.
That's my question is like, do you think I really didn't know that this could be a real thing, but like whenever he was putting on those faces and that attitude, like that was real.
No, I think it was
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
100%.
100%.
That's crazy.
He hated
No, I
being
think he
there.
was. I think he hated being there. He hated her wanting to be in the pub. JLo can't quit the attention,
No,
Right.
of course
So-
she can't.
and he's the opposite to me, from what I've
He
got.
doesn't want to be in the
He
spotlight.
doesn't want to be in the
Really?
spotlight.
until it's time for him to be applauded as a great actor and or director.
Right. That's the thing.
Yeah.
He wants to be revered, but he doesn't
Correct.
want to like, he doesn't want to
Totally.
do the red carpet shit. That's not his
I
thing.
don't-
But
I-
he barely even does like Jimmy Kimmel. Remember he went on was it Jimmy Kimmel recently, like 2 years ago, and he was like bitching about how his words got twisted in some article. And he's like, this is why I don't do these things. This is why I
Yeah,
don't.
and it's like you're
Yes.
an A-list
Yeah.
celebrity. Like who fucking cares? Like
yeah, like welcome to 2024. Your words are getting twisted, buddy.
yeah,
Like that's how it always has been.
Ben,
Like
Ben Affleck just needs a mommy. He doesn't really.
Yeah,
like,
well, that's
what he needs, and
Dominick.
that's what Jennifer Garner.
enter Jennifer
was.
Garner.
Yeah.
yes.
So let's really quickly. I really quickly want to run through some of her other projects that we like remember her.
Because
from.
some of them are huge, and I don't even remember them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her being in them.
She's in. Let's look. Obviously, Alias. Duh. I feel like other big ones that are like, even if she's in these things, like her big, like, because apparently she was in Dude, Where's My Car? I don't remember that at all.
No.
I don't remember. She was in Catch Me If You Can, the Steven
was she
Spielberg
in?
movie with Leonardo DiCaprio.
I
Apparently,
love
she
that
played
movie.
a high class call
Yep.
girl. And this on Wiki, it says after seeing her in Alias, Spielberg was sure that Jennifer Garner would be his next superstar.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
And then she's in Daredevil,
Yes, which
Yeah,
is
I
where she
remember
met Ben.
Daredevil.
where she meets Ben
Yeah.
Affleck,
Yeah.
and she is Elektra.
Yes.
And then a couple years later, she gets her own movie called Elektra that I remember seeing in theaters.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in between these, she does 13 Going on 30, which I think is like her
Yeah.
like touchstone film.
So do I.
Right.
Did you ask for your money back after seeing Electra? Because you're the only person I know of that actually saw it in a theater.
I agree. I was just
a
going to say, I
kid.
can't believe.
I was a kid. It was terrible, but at the time I was like 12, so I was like, "This is cool."
Into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Is that who she reprised her
Yes.
role?
Yes.
In
For
it?
Deadpool.
Okay.
Correct.
That was kind of wild.
She's also in the movie Butter, which I talked about a little bit in our Olivia Wilde episode, which is a great movie that I feel like no one saw. And it's really, really fucking good.
Never heard of it.
Really good in it. And she's like the mother of this butter sculptor girl that wants to like go to the fair. And like, it's a really weird movie, but it's really good.
And we should be remembering all these things when we fix her later, because she definitely has a 2-decade problem of, oh, she was in that? I forgot about that. Like, we're not something like, I can tell you every time Nicole Kidman has like thrown her hand in a movie or a photo for the past 3 years. But Jennifer Garner, no, not so much.
Oh, a show that she did that I liked a lot that I feel like got no press at all was a show called Camping on HBO.
Oh my God. I watched that.
She's
I did
like the main
that.
character in it, and she was incredible.
Who else was in this?
It was like a bunch of, she was the most famous one of them.
Yeah, but there was some, but it was, wasn't Catherine Hahn in that?
It's Bridget Everett. It's
I knew Bridget Everett.
Juliette Lewis is in it.
2018.
Juliette Lewis. I think I'm thinking of Juliette Lewis.
You're thinking of Juliette Lewis.
I think part of the issue is that we just went through a couple of her movies. They are so vastly different from one another. Yeah. And it's like, I just feel like, okay, you're doing a rom-com and then you're doing the Alias and then you're doing you're being
I'd argue that's what acting is though.
Yeah, but like you also get put into different like camps.
I just think it's kind of like 13 going on 30 was her high school boyfriend and no one's ever gonna like love her like that, because truly it's like, that is the only, if we were all playing a game and we had to name, okay, your turn. We're all saying 13 going on. I can't think of it.
Yeah, like if we're naming like what movies are Jennifer Garner in, we're all saying 13 going on.
Yeah.
Correct.
I know, but it's like she was just in so many different, like, okay, think of an actor. So an actor that I think does it well, mixes everything up, is Nicole Kidman. Okay, so so Nicole Kidman, think of all the stuff we could all name 10 things she's done, but
she's the same person every time. And
I know. I must side with Sarah in this. I think because she's always Nicole Kidman as blank.
She's always Nicole Kidman in a different wig.
I know, but the projects are different. And
shame on both of you. Shame on both of you for saying something like that on this podcast.
I love it. I'll take it. I will take the undoing 97 times over.
Correct.
Correct.
It was so bad too. It was so horrible.
I hated the undoing.
Watched every single second of it. Yeah,
I loved it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but do you know what I mean?
Yes,
it's like
I know exactly.
In between camps.
It's like she's just like in whatever they're going to cast her in, and she's like, all right.
She was in Dallas Buyers Club with Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah,
she played a doctor. I don't remember her in it.
I do actually.
And like, I'm like, you're too big to be a doctor in Dallas Buyers Club.
Maybe
that was in like
that's
2
her
scenes.
picking. Maybe that's her choice. Maybe she's going to her agent saying, "Hey, I'll be on set for 3 weeks, 2 weeks. I'm not doing anything more than that. I've got children to raise and an ex-husband to take care of."
Like, I think she had to raise her kids because
Ben wasn't raising them. Yeah, Ben was off.
You know what? I'm tired of women using that as an excuse. Fuck that.
But
you're right.
True.
Yeah.
You're actually 100% right. Yeah. And this has happened with other people, with other celebrities before, where we're like, well, where did she go?
Where did they go for these 6 years? And we're like, oh, she had 3 kids. That's why she was
right. Well, like Angelina's in the same category at this point. Right. It's like this Maria movie is the biggggest thing she's done in years because she's actually raising children.
I love her flying across my page or my Instagram.
Yeah. Oh, we're all over them. We're all over them.
Jolie.
Yeah, we love her. Yeah.
Okay, she's then being a homemaker and like a wife and like basically making a beautiful home for her husband that probably doesn't come home ever.
Starting her company, Once Upon a Farm.
Starting a company. She's like doing shit. Starring in Capital One commercials, let us not forget. She's still making a shitload of money. Let's not act like she's like not a breadwinner.
No, she's certainly not on public assistance. But also she is like, I think that she is viewed as long-suffering to people because it's like, not just because she had to wipe Ben Affleck's ass, not just because she's driving the car when Ben falls off the wagon. She's the emergency contact. He's in the back eating Wendy's or whatever that fucking burger he was eating when he was disheveled, and she's driving, picking him up from jail and Skid Row and whatever. And then like, she's taken such good care of him post-divorce. And then in what has to be the ultimate smack in the face, he gets back together with the woman he was with before he was with her.
Can you think of something worse?
No.
I can't.
And of all people, of all celebrities, of anybody. It's Jennifer.
I can't think of anything worse. In all seriousness, if Ben Affleck had married Scott Foley, it would have been less horrible than him getting together with Jennifer Lopez.
Agree.
100% agree.
But I'm guessing on the whole, when I see Jennifer Garner like with Jennifer Lopez, I feel like in a non-condescending way, I feel like Garner looks at Ben and Jen and she's like, you guys are just fucking assholes. Like, I think she's just I think she looks at them and she's like, get it together, jerks.
I agree.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I think she's like she to me is like one of the only people that's like invincible to like JLo's star power.
Yeah.
Like she's just like, here come these crazy kids again that I have to like clean up their mess. Like she just has like 7 kids. Instead of having like 5 kids, she has like 7 kids because she has to like walk around behind them with Clorox wipes.
When you just said that, like in my mind, I picture her being like, you guys can't even fucking figure it out. I'm raising 3 kids. Like, figure it out. Like, it's not that hard.
Yeah, right. She's like, I don't need to be your mom too, and your fucking mom.
Yeah.
Like, bitch that stole my husband. Yeah, you know what I mean? And think about the fact that like Bennifer like was originally like JLo and Ben Affleck. And then once he got with Jennifer Garner, they just called them Bennifer 2. And like think about that. Let's just think about that for 1 second.
I remember when he started dating Jennifer being like, this is crazy. Another Jennifer. Like, we thought that was crazy.
Yeah.
Now he goes and marries the first one. Like,
and then remember when they had to like, remember what all the tabloids tried to paint it as like an intervention for Ben and Jennifer, for like JLo and Ben, when it was really like one of their kids' graduation parties at Jennifer Garner's house. Yeah. And they made it seem that it was like, they were all coming for like a meeting of the minds and she was going to like mediate, like do like a mediation of their relationship. Meanwhile, it was like them just showing up to go to the graduation party.
Well, as if this isn't horrible enough, do you know now that Ben Affleck is dating Jennifer Tilly? I made that up.
How dare you?
Shut up. I wish I had seen all of your faces. No, I wish you had seen all of your faces.
But okay, can we also remember when Ben dated Ana de Armas?
Oh,
I'll never forget it.
Fondly here.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it.
Do you know how much JLo probably freaking
was like furious?
That woman?
I do, because no one has seen Ana de Armas since she broke up with Ben Affleck. So yes. She's probably in a fucking time capsule with Shelley Miscavige in Greenland somewhere.
Oh, don't get me going on. Don't do it.
I don't know who
yeah, you do. Anyway, moving right along.
Anytime we bring up Scientology, I'm like, ask David where his wife is.
Scientology. Yeah.
This is the thing, like, we keep talking about JLo and Ben, but it's like, that really is Jennifer Garner's story. She's like, keeps her nose clean. She's like, her side of the street is so clean, it's not even funny. Every person she's ever dated is like an architect or like some like bookish man. Like, she's not out there with like Colin Farrell, like doing drinking and like falling out of a boat. I wish she would be, but she's not. She like is a mom. Yeah. She like doesn't, I don't really think they were like, Marvel was like, we'll give you so much money to just like pretend to be Elektra again.
Literally.
LOL for like one scene.
She's spinning the knives.
And she was like, okay. Yeah. She was like, all right. Like, she doesn't like, I don't think she really even wants to be an actor.
Yeah.
And again, she has her handful because she has 9,000 kids, some of which are her actual kids and 2 of which are grown adult superstar A-list celebrities that are monsters.
Do you think that Ben ruined her career with everything?
100%. Because he probably like needed to be he has to be the star, as we've now seen from the documentary, Sarah, and like other things. Like, he needs to be the star. And she was like, sure, I just want to be a mom and I can do Capital One commercials and pay for my whole year on one Capital One commercial.
I think that she is someone, as we now know, she was born in Texas, but I feel like she was raised in like Kentucky or somewhere else. Like, as a Southern gal, I feel like she just wanted her kids. She just wanted her family. Yes. And you know what? Whatever. Sure. Like, okay. I don't know if he ruined it, but I feel like it was kind of a good opportunity for both of them, for him to be the star and her to be like, good, I can just have my babies in peace now.
Yeah, like I can just do this.
But when you hear the name Jennifer Garner, who are you thinking of? Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
No, you're thinking of Ben Affleck too.
Yeah.
Correct.
Probably
Wait, do you keep saying Gardner? Because I'm afraid the Alias stands are going to hunt you down.
No, Garner.
Oh, I thought, what?
Jennifer Garner.
Garner. Yeah, I don't know why I thought you said Gardner. I was like, you better be careful because there's some constant Gardner freaks.
No. Garner.
So now we get to JLo. You know, JLo and Ben are together. Everyone's like, is Jennifer Garner okay? She's like, yes, I could care less. And like, please leave me alone. Like them. And then recently we see these photos pop up that are Jennifer Garner doing something, again, being like charitable and beautiful and amazing. And like, you know what I mean?
She's
Like
always
serving
passing out
food
meals.
Yes, passing out meals on Thanksgiving. And who's right fucking next to her trying to clean his little stupid ass image up? Ben Affleck.
And he couldn't be happier. He's like, hey, you want some turkey?
Yeah,
Hey.
like he's like, look at me being the good Samaritan of the century.
Yeah, look at me. I'm not a fucking moron. I once married Jennifer Garner and had children with her.
Yeah.
Look at me.
God.
Do we think she invites him to things, or do we think he's showing up?
She definitely does.
Or do we think, okay, I'm going to say something crazy.
Go ahead.
Do we think, and that's okay as a wife, like I got a husband too, okay? Do we think that she is an enabler? Like, what do we think the dynamic is? Do we think that he's a burden on her? Do we think that she forgives and forgets? Because you guys, I need to backtrack a little bit. Wasn't there a situation with the nanny? Why they got divorced? Part of it?
Yeah, you're right. Wait, hold on. Why did we not talk about this?
I just want to say something. I don't know a lot, but when I know something, I know it. And I want to say there was a nanny who went to Arizona State University, where I was currently in school at, and we went nuts. We all
you were like hunting her down.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yep. It wasn't long before rumors. This is from the Mirror. It wasn't long before rumors started swirling about the reason behind their divorce, which was finalized in 2018, months before he went to rehab, with sources claiming Ben had an affair with their nanny, Christine something.
And she was young and blonde.
Of course.
I remember the young for sure.
I can picture him being the best. I'll say this. I feel like he's the best like flirter.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He could probably swoop me off my feet.
Anyone.
I mean,
he's absolutely gorgeous.
No, I'm not saying that's why they divorced. Maybe it is. But I just remember amongst the falling off the wagon type conversations, I remember seeing those photos and pictures.
And then remember the videos of her trying to speak to the paparazzi kindly as they're like exiting their compound in LA. She's like, can you guys please go to the side of the street? Like, we need to get him out of here.
She's like a nice person.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
So
she
nice.
It's like he's fucking lucky that he has her. And because they're bonded by their children, she like feels like loyalty to him.
Because he's another kid for her. He's always been like someone that she had to take care of.
Yeah, he's lucky that she like. Where would he be if she wasn't in his life?
Dead, for real, dead.
Like for real.
Yeah.
Wow.
After he cheated on her and did all this horrible shit to her. And like publicly embarrassed her like over and over and over and over again.
I don't feel like, how to explain this? I don't think Jennifer Garner feels like she's better than he is, but she just knows that she is. She just knows that that's her lot in life. She's just better equipped at it than he is. And so she's just taking it over.
And not to go like super deep, but I feel like from what we get, like she's got a good relationship with her parents. Like I feel like she's just, as we've been saying, normal. So I think that to her, she's just kind of like, you know what, this is a you thing. And I'm going to let you do you. But like, I'm holding it down on my front. Like whoever said, clean up your side of the shit. Like, let's go.
Yeah, like I'm good regardless of this. And again, in this horrible time, I'm still going to be good and look great because I'm like here for you and actually supporting you and driving you to rehab.
Oh.
Can you imagine?
Whenever I think about being with Ben Affleck, I feel like it would be so hot until the point when I realized his hair smelled like cigarette smoke, and then I would leave.
And then you take a look at his back.
Yeah.
And I would
leave.
Well, what's wrong with his back? What's wrong with that?
The humongous phoenix tattoo. What are you talking about?
Like completely forgot about that.
The thing that I think about every day when I wake up in disgust.
So do I.
Hey, hang on a second.
You want to know why? Because not only does he smell like Dunkin' and cigarettes, that dragon spits fire of Dunkin' and cigarettes.
That dragon has seen so much.
So much. It's a phoenix. It's a phoenix.
It's a phoenix.
A dragon is phoenix rising from the ashes.
And yet he doesn't. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's like, when are you rising from the ashes, dipshit?
Never.
Chris, you really think about this every day? I want you to text me when you wake up tomorrow morning. Just text me the tattoo at the moment.
A picture of the tattoo? I will.
I don't care if I'm time zones behind you. I want to send it to me 4 a.m.
I have a problem because I will say I do have a mild attraction to him. I am attracted to him.
We all do.
Hot. Yeah.
No, but like, I think like sometimes I'm like, I would take the good and the bad. I'd take the bad. No, I wouldn't, because that back is horrifying.
He like lowered his like
completely
class by much by having just like a horrific.
So he'd have to be laying on his back, and he'd have to be freshly powdered and sprayed down before I got there. But there's a world when it happens. Yeah. Sure.
But imagine getting in an argument with him the night before. Okay, you guys are arguing. You go to bed angry, you wake up and you're looking at him on his stomach and that phoenix is staring at you in the face.
It's a hard look.
I would pack a fucking bag is what I would do. Get the hell out of there.
Good morning.
Yeah.
I would taunt him about it like endlessly, actually. Like if he were like, if we were having an argument, I'd look at him and be like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do after your tantrum? Are you going to rise again, Ben? Is that what you're going to do?
That's good.
Oh,
That's
God.
really
Phoenix.
good. You should put that at a stand-up. That's really funny.
I'll write it down. We'll take it out. Put it in the,
I mean, and here we are, like, good for Jennifer Garner that she's like she looks great. Like this is a like we want more. We haven't said this yet, but this is like a we want more for her episode.
Yep.
Versus like she's like in trouble. Like she's doing fine.
And that's the thing. And this happens whenever we do these, we want more for her. And Sarah brought it up earlier. It's like, does she want to do this? Like, does she even, we thought this about Jane Krakowski too. It's like Jane Krakowski could be bigger. Is it just that she doesn't want to? And I just Jennifer not want to. I'm almost at the arena right now. I don't know that I'd call it a circus pitch. I have something that I would pay to see her do the idea that I have for her, but I need her to go.
Okay.
It's got to be different.
Well, I want her to like get a freaking spray tan, maybe have some like dark hair extension and like just slay. Like, cause she's beautiful.
Wear a Versace dress that goes all the way down to her navel.
And
it's
instead of
green and
making
yellow
green,
and green and blue.
Yeah. Or maybe she puts a red one on.
All I want for her, and this might be happening, and I say this often when we talk about gals that I love, and this might be going on, and you might know more than I just want her to be getting
laid.
Yeah, just like wrecked.
Some good, healthy
dick.
Yeah. That's all
she
I want.
was seeing someone for a while. I don't know if they're seeing each other anymore. What is the dude's name?
No, he was like a chef.
No.
She was with like an architect or something, wasn't she? Or like a city planner. Like something like that.
Oh, she's still with them. His name is John Miller. They were together from 2018 to 2020, and then they picked it up again in 2021.
Is he hot?
He's got a bachelor's degree in economics, and is who is he? He's an American businessman and attorney, serving as the chairman of investment company Kelly.
We love an American businessman.
Sarah, we're good to go here.
Okay, we're good to go.
He's so tall and just like an American man and big and just like
you wake up thinking about the Phoenix. I wake up thinking about Katie Holmes and Jen Garner, just hoping that they're getting that good.
Yeah, no, I feel confident with that.
Okay,
here
then I'm
from
good
these photos that I'm seeing
on whatever she wants to do.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of holly hobby happening with Jennifer Garner, and it's so much. You know, it's so. But again, it seems like she wants that. And I genuinely believe she thought that she would have had that with Ben. I think when she got with Ben, she was probably like, are you done with this nonsense now? With like the superstars from the block? Like, it's not you, Ben.
As if like, did you get it out of your system yet? Like, are we done here?
I think that she actually thought that. And then, of course, you know, when he fucked the nanny, she was like, okay, I guess not.
I guess we're
goodbye.
I guess not, Ben.
Yeah.
Slams the door.
Are we here, Chris? Are we at the arena?
I think we are.
Ladies, we're about to attempt to fix Jennifer Garner. Chris will go first. When we are done, the two of you will have to come to a consensus about which of us has the winning idea. Unless you have an idea you want to pitch, and it has happened before where Chris and I are so blown away, we forfeit and you win.
No, you've heard what I needed to say. I just need that dick.
Yeah, you want her to have a good dicking. And yeah. Okay. Which we have discovered is happening.
I think that comes with all of our fixes on this particularly gay podcast come with a side of also you should be getting dick.
A la carte dick.
Yeah, correct.
She puts her muffins.
We're gonna add that to every fix from now on.
And also, she gets wracked. Like she gets railed out. I think
she should be appearing in a regional production of On Golden Pond and getting dick.
Yeah.
I want to hear it. I want to hear.
Okay. Here I am. Jennifer, Lynn, and Margaret Garner. I think that there are so many celebrities that so badly want to move into the lifestyle space. Mm-hmm. Meghan Markle, we just talked about very recently, is apparently doing this in 2025. We're going to be covering it extensively. We have our ones of the old. We have our Martha Stewart. We have our Ina Garten. We have our What is her name?
When you say we're covering it extensively, it's like we have branch offices everywhere. We will be following it everywhere.
Absolutely. We're covering the beat. We have our Giada De Laurentises. We have our, we have all of our people in this lifestyle. I'm cooking, like I'm doing this. I'm a Susie Homemaker space. Jennifer Garner should move into the space and launch a new show / network. If those two idiots on the Magnolia Network can have an entire network, like two people that between the two of them have 6 brain cells to rub together, have a whole network and an empire, then I want a Jennifer Garner lifestyle show / maybe network. And we can have our Brene Brown-esque content where she's like, if your partner is going through crisis, like, here's what you're going to do. You're going to get them in a car. You're going to give them a hamburger to distract them and then drive them. And like, I want home, food, obviously her brand that is called like what? Homesteaders. What is it called?
No, once upon a
home. Once upon a farm.
Once Upon a Farm is obviously like throughout all of this. It's all like sponsored content for her like big, company. But cooking programs she's chopping up an onion with no makeup on and looking cute and what we love of her. And her husband comes home and is like, oh, hi, what are you doing? She could have a whole empire if she wanted to. Like she's already doing it with her business. Like let's now show her as like the face of it. She's already like America's sweetheart in so many ways. And like the like person that takes the high road in every realm. Everyone wants to see her do that on TV. And like, she could be raking in money hand over fist.
Okay.
And look even more better. And again, like subsequently destroy Ben Affleck, which is what we all want. I seems on this podcast is for her to be like, when your husband is on a bender and like needs to go to rehab, here's what you can do. Like Brene Brown, what do you think? Oprah, what do you think? Like she, to me, I know Reese Witherspoon wants to be like the next Oprah. She will never be it ever, in my opinion. But like Jennifer Garner could be the next Oprah. In whatever version of Oprah can exist in 2024, she is more qualified than half of the people that are like angling to like take over Oprah's throne. Like she could blow Goop right out of the motherfucking water, in my opinion. She could come for Gwyneth Paltrow's business and tank Goop.
Okay.
With her like much more relatable, everyday person, not pretentious, cunty, annoying version of Goop.
Like Goop for the Midwesterners.
Yes. And for like just the everyday person that isn't buying a vagina.
Yeah, but really like the world.
Yes. Like the average person, not I only eat almond, her fucking noble bullshit that I can't eat, please. Basically be a Midwestern Goop is like, I guess, really the pitch, and start your lifestyle empire and knock Magnolia and all these other wannabes out of the way because she's got it, baby.
Wow.
And that's my pitch.
Okay, thank you.
All right. I'm going to take you on a little journey here about my thought process. Okay. I am going in the opposite direction. With respect to Chris's idea, I'm just going in the opposite direction. I think that she has suffered through this litany of Caucasian men that she has had to, soothe their diaper rash. She has appeared with them in public. She has smiled along with them going back with ex. She has raised her children. So this is important too, because she is at a crossroads here because these kids are about to be grown and she can return to it. So is she going to return to the nicey nice that she did before? Because I'm sorry, even Sydney Bristow, even Electra, these were like vanilla versions of other people. Like, sure, they might have kicked ass and stuff, but it's not the same. We need to see range from her if she wants to continue being an actress. And I'm fine with Chris's idea. She can do Chris's idea when she's done doing this. So I don't see her doing like what Jennifer Lopez did in Hustlers. I don't think she's going to do that. But could she do like a Jess? I was going through my little Rolodex mentally. Like, could she do like a Jessica Chastain in Molly's Game? Could she do Charlize in Monster? She needs to do something. And then it just dawned on me when it comes up, which it's got to be sometime soon, the role to be given to Jennifer Garner to turn everything around. She should play Ghislaine Maxwell in the eventual Jeffrey Epstein movie. Period. I'm done with my pitch.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Dominick,
And scene. As we like to say on our end, and scene.
Chris fainted.
We've lost Chris. He's gone to be with the Phoenix Rising.
I thought I had a foolproof pitch. How dare you?
No.
How dare you?
That was naughty.
Okay. Well, how do we rate how do you want us to answer these?
No, I think, Natalie, I think you're supposed to choose a winner, but like...
What do I want? What Dominick said. What's actually most probable? Like, I mean, what Chris said. I don't.
What could I see her doing? Yes, actually, Natalie is correct.
You guys get to decide what you
have
want
to pick.
to happen.
This happens
it
a lot.
Doesn't matter. I understand the question. It is up to you to decide.
Now, I know what Natalie wants because you guys. Let me just give you that. That was naughty. Do you want to know why? Little backstory on us. For our podcast, Natalie went and sat in on the Jeffrey Epstein trial.
No.
Yeah. I made
her
sat
right behind her. I did not know that. I did not.
She waited in line all night. Your girl's like 9 months pregnant, and I'm like, get your ass in there. So she did. So like for that reason, Natalie, like
I sat right behind her.
Yeah, she did.
No, you didn't tell us everything. Yes.
Yeah. We have a whole episode on it.
Okay, well, go.
My word.
No.
We'll link it. You need to send me the link to it so we can link it in the show notes because that needs to happen.
Can I cut? Like, fuck, Dominick.
Yeah.
That's good.
God damn it, Dominick.
I really, it took me the whole hour because I sort of knew coming into it, like I don't want to just be like, she needs to play Catwoman or something. I'm like, she needs to
off of like the Wicked of it all. I was like, what is he going to say? Like, who could he,
no more of those roles. No more, like go be a bad like go act, like go do something so insane.
Yeah,
like,
wow.
Shock us.
It's the Ghislaine.
Shock us because we haven't been shocked in a while. And maybe that's the issue. Maybe she's too normal for Hollywood. Maybe that's why.
You know what? And I'm not trying to like repitch because that's a role that every actress in Hollywood would want. And then you say Jennifer Garner, really? And I bet she'd kill it. When we found out Renee Zellweger was playing Judy Garland, we're like, okay, girl, that's a horrible idea. And then she won the fucking Oscar. That's what Jennifer Garner is going to do.
You're actually right.
God,
and then with all that money, she's going to go. She's going to go take over Goop.
No, she can take over Goop afterwards.
That role will be like the most, like it's all we'll talk about for a whole year until the movie.
100%.
Like her, 100%.
And maybe Richard Gere's playing Jeffrey.
Oh my God,
I don't know.
Can you imagine?
Ooh.
Wow.
But what I would like, I would like her to win the Oscar for Ghislaine, drop the mic and go off to Montana, go to Missouri.
Yeah, like never to be seen ever again.
Never to be seen. Go live your normal life. You don't need to do it. You've proved yourself. You won an Oscar.
Sure.
Go do your thing.
Oh, wow. I am so ready for that movie. I didn't know I needed that movie that bad.
Dominick,
I think we need to write it now.
It sounds like you're winning, Dominick.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, I think, Natalie, do you want to? I mean, I gave him an and scene. So like, I feel like I think it goes to Dominick.
Wow. Dominick, stellar.
Yeah. But
thank you, everybody.
I'm clapping.
It was going to take a lot. And that
did.
Thank
you. Fuck, that's good.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no...
I needed the win. I'm many, many wins behind Chris.
And I was like, there's no way. I'm like, I know that Dominick's not going to do this. And I know that I'm going to... Like, I was like, there's no way they're not going to pick this. Like, whatever stupid thing he comes up with that's like funny on purpose is like, they're not going to pick it. And then to have that hit me in the face. Wow.
That is... I didn't know where you were going when you said this is a role that everyone's going to...
I fell down.
Yeah. You literally did faint. I love when an unlikely person is cast as something and then just fucking, that's a Hollywood story right there.
But that's also a good actor. Like,
correct.
And I do think she, you know what, really why I lean toward that was like, as we're going down the list of all these things that she's been in, it's like, sure, is she a marketable face, a bankable star? Sure, like people know she is from Alias, but all these people like, in these major movies, they're hiring her because they know she's a good actor. Why don't we? I mean, we don't think she's a bad actor, but like Dallas Buyers Club, Catch Me If You Can, Spielberg thinks she's going to be the next. It's like they're asking her to do this because they know that she's talented, and it's just she doesn't have that reputation yet.
No, it's
the
a lot
Golden
of
Globe doesn't cut it.
No, and it's a lot of, like I said, mama. Like I feel like she's always playing the mom, and it's like you said,
she's too hot to be the
she's also,
mom.
She's also someone who like shows up and is like very respectful on set and
so
like
comes
very
like
kind. It takes like an hour to do her scenes and then she's like, okay, bye, and like it's got like she's probably just in and
she
like
has
kills
a
it and
thermos
leaves.
of like soup.
Yes.
We just see the range. I need to feel the way I felt when I saw Sharon Stone and Casino, and I need to feel the way that Madonna thought we were going to feel after Evita. You know, like that's what I need. That's what I need.
Anywho, I mean, the word whirlwind, which we like to say a lot on this podcast, doesn't even apply.
It applies.
It's what's even more than that. I mean, an absolute tornado is what
a whirlier wind.
Yeah, a whirlier wind. Dear God. Ladies, thank you so much for being here.
No, this was a treat.
I could listen. Well. I'm a new listener. I want you guys to come over to my apartment and I want to just sit and talk so much shit.
Yeah, well, we can. People. I think you live in New York, and so do we. So we actually can. We actually.
Oh my God! Okay, I need to come to New York. We'll do. We will do one.
Will you come in person
together?
Correct.
Well, yeah.
No, we need to come on and just shoot the shit with you guys.
Oh yeah,
that would be great.
Speaking of coming on and shooting the shit, where can people find your podcast and where can they find you guys online?
Oh my gosh. I mean, okay, let's see. Anywhere you listen to your podcast, Causing a Scene podcast, Causing a Scene pod on Instagram. Natalie, you run our TikTok. What's going on over there?
I'm trying. I don't know.
No, what's the handle?
We got into some trouble with the washcloth gate. I don't know if you know about that.
What's that?
No, what is
Lordy.
that?
Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
We posted a photo
so well.
I know. Well, whatever. I mean, I actually want to get their opinion. We posted a clip, not thinking it would be viral. Sarah's like, "Do you use a washcloth in the shower?" And I said, "No, I don't." And we posted the video on TikTok.
We were deemed the nastiest girls
5
on the
million
internet.
view. Oh, and it like coming at. We were getting attacked left and right. And
why?
So
because we're dirty.
Because we're dirty. We're diabolical.
I don't use a
human
washcloth
beings.
either. Is that
Neither
why?
Sometimes I use a loofah. I need to really scrub it. But it's,
you guys, you don't want to do this. You don't want to.
do
They're
this.
going to come for you.
I did TikToks with my friend. I had another podcast with my friend Daniel, and we did TikToks being like, "Is this sustainable or not?" And when I tell you, I would just like be like, "Well, no, obviously this isn't." Like, I would just give my opinion. When I tell you, I had death threats.
No, I'm like, I can't. I'll look at random people on TikTok on my personal feed. Like, I don't need. It's like worse than Twitter. I'm like, who are you people?
No, it's
I'm not on it.
A cesspool is what it is. Anyway, but people can find you anyway.
Yes.
Causing a Scene podcast.
Come listen, we're a good time. And now you guys got to come on ours and we all have to sit in studio together and this will be a wild
That'll be a
time.
blast.
Oh, so much fun. Do you have personal Instagrams you want to plug as well?
Oh.
At Natty Buck, Nattie Buck, and Sarah. It's at Sarah Gretzky.
Sarah Gretzky. It's just a lot of chaos over there on my end.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Dominick, where can people find you?
Oh, Chris, thanks for asking. My website's domentary.com, or you can find me on Instagram at Dominick Pupa and at Domentary on TikTok. Chris, where can the listeners of our podcast find you on the World Wide Web?
You can find me at the DeRosa, and you can find the show at Fixing Famous People. You can find the Patreon at patreon.com/fixingfamouspeople. I wish you all well. And as always, where's Shelley? Goodbye.